Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3972. Today's date is 30 March 2026. It's been almost like a night at 10:31 p.m. Yeah. All right. Let's just jump into the question. Let's go. All right. So, question is, how am I reducing the non-teaching administrative burden on teacher so that their time and energy constructed on planning, instruction, and student support? Okay, that's a really good question. Okay, first of all, what exactly is this question and why am I asking this question to myself? This question is about Indian education system. Why am I asking this question to myself? Uh, in future, I wanted to become Indian education minister of India. Okay, and in future, yeah, not now. In future, okay. So I wanted to aware of every situation. I wanted to aware of every problem that has been in Indian education system and how do I supposed to solve that problem. All right. Now, regarding about this question says that how am I reducing non-teaching administrative burden on teacher so that their time and energy concentrated on planning, instruction, and student support. Let me explain this question in simple language. The question says that what am I doing to help teacher in India to do less paperwork and office chore so that they can focus entirely on preparing lesson, teaching, and helping kids. Okay, so how do I supposed to fix that thing? Let's talk about the conventional way, then we figure it out. Let's talk about my program. Okay, so basically in conventional education system, there is a lot of flaws. The lot of school teachers are not doing as a job as a school teacher. They are kind of like doing a job as a clerk. I'm talking about as an Indian education point of perspective. Okay, most of the kind of like teachers are here are acted as a clerk. Like they have to do lot of paperwork, this, that, presentee, absentee, organize midday meal program. God knows what they does. Every time they just kind of like assembly just writing things, that preparing blog book. Yeah. And probably this is what I also kind of like seen every single time. And basically is this thing na, is that essential? Well, yeah, it is essential. Like absentee, presentee are really essential and things and that. But still, is this thing? There are so many things that we could eliminate. That paperwork and things and that. Teachers should supposed to be focus on teaching. Their job is to meant to teach, not to do kind of like a lot of paperwork and things and that. Okay, yeah. So this is a kind of like a problem. Okay, yeah. How do I supposed to fix that problem? Okay, so in my education system, by the way, my education system name is a Gurukul program. Okay, now in the Gurukul program, teacher don't have to do anything at all. They are completely focused on teaching. Okay, by the way, teaching is a craft. It's an art form. It's not a job. And it really required, like I am actually expecting my teachers should supposed to be kind of like a something like a teaching as much as it possible. As much like teaching means like a quality of teaching. And rest of the all the kind of like a paperwork, I try to make sure that everything should supposed to be happen automatically. But whatever the paperwork should supposed to be, the paperwork is actually done by the TA, teacher assistant. Okay, yeah. every teacher has its own assistant, okay, and they will kind of like assembly do the paperwork and things and that, okay. Teacher should supposedly focus on teaching, okay. But let me kind of like give you the guideline regarding about that, okay. Yes, there is a less paperwork is actually available in Gurukul program, but how do I supposed to do this thing? How do I supposed to kind of like do this, like a kind of like a hiring the kind of like a somebody just assistant in assistant teacher would kind of like a work. Okay, I make sure that I will have very less kind of like a paperwork, okay, yeah. And TA would kind of like handle everything. Teacher should supposedly focus on just kind of like a teaching, shaping the future of the India and things and that. Okay. Now next point is that key goal, giving them free time. Obviously is this thing, having a kind of like a teacher assistant will give teacher as a lot of free time, and the role for that particular thing, like basically figuring out, yeah, these are kind of like a thing, okay. How do I supposed to kind of like a somebody cluttered free kind of like a things, a teacher assistant teacher might be kind of like a much more better, but I don't know. Right now I'm not in the mood to record artifact. Why? I don't know why. I'm like a really tired at the moment. Okay, what exactly happened today? Okay, so today I went to, like, as soon as I wake up, thank God I record artifact. Okay, soon as I record my artifact, I went to hospital with my mother, and I came home at almost like I went to hospital with my mother at 9 a.m. I came home at almost like a 3 p.m. Almost like a 6 hour I was in that hospital, things running around and things and that. By the way, there is a like basically my mother has a kind of like a something dental problem, so that's why we went to dentist and things and that. So I came at 3 p.m. Okay, yeah. And soon as I came, there are a lot of kind of like a stuff that I haven't really done. I haven't really read my book, nothing really at all. Obviously content creation and things. So I kind of like somebody sit in front of my desk, starting doing my work. I can't because I don't know why, but I was kind of like really tired because of this kind of like hospital and running around things and that. I slept for half an hour. Then after that I fresh. Then I kind of like started doing my work. Then after that my father is a kind of like some place this thing that he, okay, let me tell you one thing, what is at least this thing. So usually like this is the summer now, okay, it's a March, summer is actually started, and we have a kind of like a tradition, not a tradition, but like I don't know how to supposed to explain in English, okay. आम्ही लाईक म्हणजे कसं आहे की जेव्हा उन्हाळा येतो ना, तर तेव्हा गहू उन्हात वाळायला घालतात, ओके. Like basically since we buy some sort of wheat, okay, like a couple of days ago my father bought wheat, okay, yeah. Wheat means like that gahu, okay, yeah. And not just like a gahu means like that, like not like a basically almost like a 10-12 कट्टे आम्ही म्हणजे घेतले, ओके. 10-12 कट्टे म्हणजे 10-12 पोते, ओके. आय डोंट नो द वर्ड फॉर कट्टे अँड पोते फॉर दॅट, ओके, हा. सो 10-12 पोते वडिलांनी घेतले, ओके. तर पहिलं म्हणजे लाईक फर्स्ट थिंग इज दॅट की वी हॅव टू पुट दॅट व्हीट टू गेट दॅट मच सो मच अमाऊंट ऑफ सनलाईट, ओके. व्हाय? Because they like basically existing now wheat are just like basically like, may I explain this thing in Marathi? It would be kind of like a much more better. Like English is there is very less word are actually available for this thing, okay. तर वडिलांनी जे गहू घेतले 10-12 कट्टे गहू घेतले, ते गहू आम्ही उन्हात वाळवायला घालतो, ओके. कसं असते ना की गहू नाही का जेव्हा पोत्यामध्ये दबून जातात तर तेव्हा ते काफी लाईक मॉइश्चर्स पकडून घेतात, ओके. अँड दॅट इज नॉट गुड. ते मॉइश्चर असणं त्यामुळे नाही का त्याच्यामध्ये किडे जमा होतात किंवा भेंगूर किंवा समथिंग समथिंग काहीतरी जमा होतात. ओके, तर जसं गहू घेतले जातात, म्हणजे जसे गहू घेतले जातात त्या गव्हाला पहिले आम्ही उन्हामध्ये पसरवतो आणि त्याला चांगलं 2-3 दिवस तपवतो. जसे करून आता कसं मार्चचा महिना आहे, ऊन चांगली तपलेली आहे, चांगले 39-40 डिग्री सेल्सिअस, तर याच्यामध्ये आम्ही उन्हाला चांगलं गव्हाला चांगलं तपवतो. ओके, म्हणजे काफी ड्राय होऊन जातात. ओके, मीनवाईल माझ्या घरी 2 ड्राम आहे गव्हाचे. ओके, त्याला खाली केलं जातात, त्याला साफ केलं जातात, त्याला प्रॉपर पेंट केलं जातात आतून बाहेरून वगैरे वगैरे. ओके, या 2 दिवसामध्ये ते पूर्ण प्रिपरेशन होते. नंतर त्यानंतर वडील काय करतात की वडील त्याच्यामध्ये काहीतरी औषध टाकतात की गहू म्हणजे खराब नाही झाले पाहिजे बा. ओके, नंतर मग काय होते की आज काय झालं की आज गहू भरायचे होते. तर गहू कसे टेरेसवर होते ना, तर वडिलांनी गहू पोत्यात भरले आणि मी पोतं वरून खाली आणलं आहे. ओके, तर दॅट इज टू मच. ओके, लाईक बेसिकली दिस इज टू मच. लाईक हे खूप जास्त मोठं काम आहे. मोठं काम म्हणजे मोठं वजन. लाईक मी किती पोते आणले म्हणजे ऑलमोस्ट करीब 10-12 पोते आणले. ओके, आणि मला गहू वरून 2 फ्लोअर खाली त्या ड्रामामध्ये भरायचे होते. तर मी संध्याकाळी तेच काम करून राहिलो होतो आणि जेव्हा ते काम करत होतो ना, पूर्ण घामाने एकदम भरगच्च झालो मी. एकदम कुठे कुठे घाम गेला काय सांगू तुम्हाला. ओके, नंतर त्यानंतर मग मी आंघोळ केली, फ्रेश झालो. ओके, फ्रेश झालो आणि कामावर बसतो म्हणलं. तर देन सडनली माझ्या बहिणीने मला सांगितलं की तिचं काहीतरी औषध आणायचं होतं. तर मी औषध आणायला गेलो आणि त्याच्यानंतर पण तिथे खूप वेळ हो गेला. ओके, मला प्रिंटआउट पण मारायची होती. त्या प्रिंटआउटवाल्यांनी ऑलमोस्ट माझा 1 घंटा घेतला प्रिंट मारायला. ऑब्वियसली ऑलमोस्ट लाईक 500 पेजेस होते. प्रिंट मारणं इझी आहे, बट त्याला बाइंडिंग करणं त्याला थोडंसं खूप जास्त वेळ लागला. त्यामुळे तिथे माझा 1 घंटा गेला. ओके, त्यानंतर आलो आणि आल्यानंतर मग मी पहिले माझं काम केलं, माझं कॉन्टेंट क्रिएशन कंप्लीट केलं आणि त्यानंतर आय जस्ट एट माय डिनर अँड राईट नो आय एम रेकॉर्डिंग आर्टिफॅक्ट. खूप मस्त वाटतं आहे. मी खूप दिवसानंतर मी मराठीमध्ये आर्टिफॅक्ट एपिसोड रेकॉर्ड करतो. लाईक मराठीमध्ये खूप दिवसांनी या लाईक ऑलमोस्ट लाईक 3-4 वर्ष झालेत. ओके, युजली मी इंग्लिशमध्येच आर्टिफॅक्ट रेकॉर्ड करतो आहे, मराठीमध्ये फारसा खूप कमी करतो आहे. असं नाही की मला मराठीमध्ये स्विच करायचं आहे. नो, आय विल गना रेकॉर्ड आर्टिफॅक्ट इन इंग्लिश. ओके, but sometimes some sentence doesn't really have any kind of like English word for that. Like what do I supposed to say for katta or pote, or how do I supposed to say this thing that ki we are kind of like drying the wheat in the sun. Like I don't know, some sort of like basically this thing na is this thing की मी इंग्लिश बोलण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो. मी इंग्लिश बोलतो पण चांगला, पण कसं आहे ना, कधी कधी काही शब्द असतात मराठीतले ते इंग्लिशमध्ये ट्रान्सलेटच होत नाही प्रॉपरली. ओके, वॉटेवर. सो आय एम रिअली टायर्ड. सो आता काय मी आर्टिफॅक्ट बंद करतो आणि झोपतो मी. ऑलराईट, सो दिस इट अँड थँक्यू.